Hello, America. It's Patrick Bush back with you again, running for president. First truck driver in American history to run for president. Anyway, to recap a little bit for those of you just joining us, I know people who've been following my videos on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for following me and giving me your comments. Yeah, my name is Patrick Bush. I've been running for about 7 months now, my campaign for the 2020 election. I bought a billboard on the I-10 eastbound. It just came down a little bit ago. I got to pick it up from Lamar, and I've been on the radio twice, talked to 10,000 people now. 10,000 people love the idea of a truck driver president, so I'm 10,000 strong now. So I've had a couple people ask me recently about, what's your platform, what's your ideas for, how are you going to help the country, how are you going to fix things, and to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of people that run for president don't have a lot of great ideas. They don't have 4 or 5 magical solutions to completely fix the country and turn everything around. I do think everyone's been asking me about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and that's my phone going off. Have been asking me about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, and I don't really think much of either one of them, to be honest with you. I wasn't a fan. I didn't vote for them. I voted for myself. So did my wife and a bunch of other people. I'm kind of glad Trump won, because it's going to be a lot easier to go against him, especially if he screws things up on the next 4 years. I'm not saying he's going to, but he might, because I really don't want to go against Hillary Clinton. She just got a lot more. She's just a political machine, and she's got 30 years experience on me, and that's not what we want in this country, obviously, because everybody chose, or a majority of people chose Donald Trump, right? Which, like I said in my earlier videos, Donald Trump won because I knew this a year ago. I was saying in these videos 8 months ago that he would win, because he tapped into all of our need and want for change, It's not rocket science. It's not hard to figure out why he won. It's very easy. And it's funny. I say these things, and about 3-4 weeks, a month later, the people on the radio, I listen to KFI and all that, and all these people, they're saying what I said 2-3 months ago. It's not that complicated. I mean, everybody wants something different. We don't want politicians. Myself, I don't want politicians, celebrities, or rich people, and he's now all three. He even called himself a politician, Donald Trump. So I don't know. It goes back to if Donald Trump's a billionaire, right? All of you out there can understand what I'm about to say. Donald Trump's a billionaire, right? Now, my big plan with my presidency is free homes, giving away my salary. Now, he said he's not going to take a salary as president. Who cares? Okay, that's not helping anybody. He should take a salary and do my plan and give people free homes to live in. And all you have to do is pay the property tax the rest of your life. You have no rent or mortgage for the rest of your life. It's a pretty simple plan, but if you think about it, once people have more money, they have more financial stability, they have more of a leg to stand on in life, they have more pride in themselves, pride of ownership of their own home, it's going to make them nicer to their neighbors. It's going to basically make them be a little bit looser with their money to help other people, or let relatives stay with them in their free home, so that way they can get a leg up in life. And it's a domino effect to the point where, this country will get a hell of a lot better off. And all it takes is starting to buy people free homes. That's all it takes. And a lot of people out there, would say, oh, well, that's never going to work, or this and that. It's like, how do you know until you try, And forgive me for saying this, but nobody has. I'm the only person who's come along who said, I'll give up most of my salary as president to buy people free homes. Yeah, they have Habitat for Humanity and getting people out of hotel rooms and stuff into public housing and stuff like that, but public housing a lot of times doesn't work. And I've talked to people who work for Section 8 housing, and they said, well, they ask them to pay a little bit every month to maintain the maintenance of the buildings and stuff. And they don't do it, And you say, well, how are you going to know if you give them free homes? Well, if you got 30 days, if you don't pay the property taxes, you're out. Simple as that. There's a lot of other people who would love to have that free home, simple as that. And we're not going to furnish the homes with appliances or anything like that. You have to supply all of that. So this is for people who actually are responsible and want a free home to live in, I know a lot of people at my work that would die to get this opportunity, love it, And it's not hard to do that, But like I said, while I look at keeping our borders safe, of course, while I look at improving foreign relations, yes. While I look at, honestly, I'm kind of the type of person where I believe in taking care of my own first, you know? And a lot of people are saying, well, why would you give away your first? Because, you know, everyone out there, you're all my people. You're all Americans. We're all in the same boat. You're my fellow countrymen and women. So why wouldn't I help you? I don't get why I wouldn't, you know? I don't know. I've let a lot of people stay with me over the years rent-free and help them, and they're better off for it. You know, their lives have changed. So it's like, you can do that on a national scale. It's not hard. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of people at the top that don't want to do that. You know, they don't want things to change. They want to keep you all down at the bottom. You know, we're living paycheck to paycheck, massively in debt for the rest of your life, thinking you'll be able to retire at 80. I've talked to a couple guys like, oh, another 10 years, 7 years old. They're driving a truck still. Oh, in another 5-10 years, I'll be able to retire. I'm like, you might be dead by then. I'm like, well, what do you mean you'll be retire in 10 years? You know, it's just, life's hard enough, as all of you out there can attest to. Life comes along and just smacks you in the face with a 2x4 sometimes, doesn't it? I just had it happen myself. We had our SUV. We've got a 2008 Mitsubishi Endeavor, right? Great car, we love it. You know, it's my wife's truck. The ground wire for the engine wiring harness fried out. Just fried. It's like somebody sent a lightning bolt down and shot our ground wire. Then that in turn fried the engine wiring harness, which in turn fried the computer, which fried the crank sensor, which fried the fuel pump, which drained the battery. So all told, I just had $2,700 in truck repair because of a ground wire. See what I mean? You know, there's 10 times worse things in life than that, but I'm just saying that's one example of just how life is crazy. The last thing we need to worry about is rent or mortgage. You know, where we're going to stay tonight, where we're going to live. You know, is our house going to get taken away? You know, that's my plan as president. That's my idea. You know, everyone's like, oh, well, what are you going to do about the borders? No president that comes along, I'm here to tell you, is going to fix the border situation. You know, is going to solve the healthcare crisis. And even in a 20-year term, he's not going to do that. Because that's how our system is. See? Our system is set up where somebody might do one or two things, like Obama. He did Obamacare. Now they're trying to destroy it. Now, I'm not a fan of Obamacare. I don't like people telling me I need insurance, even if I'm healthy, and fining me if I don't. That's just taxing people for free, essentially. So I don't agree with that. But I do agree with the pre-existing condition part of Obamacare. That's helped a lot of people. So it's a slippery slope. But the next administration tries to destroy everything you did. So let's say I get 8 years as president, right? Everybody loves me, and I get 8 years. That's the one thing that people aren't going to be able to destroy. You know, if I give you a free home, you out there, if I give you a free home to live in, right? Only person that could screw it up is you. If you don't pay the property taxes, you're out. But if you do, if you still don't pay all your other bills, it's not going to matter. You don't pay your student loans, you don't pay your health care, you don't pay all these bills that you're constantly complaining about, right? I don't care if you pay them or not. I'm going to give you a free home to live in so that way you have a free home to pass down to your children. You know, and as this idea goes along, I'm actually going to be talking to my neighbor and a few other people about a trade system too, while keeping the real estate market still alive. Because you say, oh, well, if you get rid of rent and mortgage, and the mortgage industry and the rental industry will die. I'm like, no, there's going to be people who still don't want a free home. Even if giving them a free home, they don't want the responsibility of it. There are people, and yes, I have met them, that want to rent for the rest of their life. And it has nothing to do with a mortgage. Some of the millennials don't want to rent because they don't want to own anything because they see everything we've gone through. Like me and my wife, we lost our house in Chicago, right? A lot of other people lost their homes, right? Now, that's not what I'm talking about. You know, millennials, I understand being afraid, but no, there's just some people who have it wired up here that even if you gave them a free home and they knew it was legitimate, you know, and they knew it was a free home, they would say, no, thank you. And that's it. You know, so there's always going to be people to rent. There's always going to be people who want to take mortgages out and try it on their own. So it's like, if you want to get a $400,000 mortgage and pay that until you're 80 or 70, because you're going to have constant things coming up in life to keep taking mortgages out and using your mortgage like a bank account, go right ahead. You know, it doesn't make any difference to me. You know, I'm just trying to help. So, but anyway, I'll talk more about that in my next video. Till next time, take care of yourselves.